Making this high protein snack is not only delicious, it's a great way to clean out your fridge. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. Our grocery budget is $135 per person, and there's only 2 of us that officially live here at the house. So I base my grocery budget on that at $270 per month. But multiple times throughout the month, we have people staying here, friends and family, and coming to visit. Our kids live nearby, and we always have an open door. I love that I keep mostly the same ingredients in my house at all times, so I know that I can mix and match some of these ingredients no matter what I have or how far it's been since I went to the grocery store, and be able to make up a high protein snack. We go grocery shopping once a month, and when I do that, we always get cottage cheese and Greek yogurt from Costco, which normally have a 4 to 6 week shelf life in the refrigerator. But as I open it up, I will store it in glass jars with a metal lid, and it'll stay fresh for about 2 weeks past that best by date. So sometimes that means that it could be fresh for up to 2 months when you store it properly. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm using up the last little bits of anything before I open the new container. So this is a great recipe that you can end up using a couple different items to make up the quantities that you need. So today for this, we are going to use up some Greek yogurt and some cottage cheese that I'm going to blend together. I also have some cream cheese that I bought about 6 months ago that has been in the refrigerator. It stays fresh 6 to 9 months in these foil packets, and if I knew I was going to cook them and wanted to keep it fresh longer, then I would just put it into the freezer. So you can keep these in your refrigerator by getting them during the holiday time when the prices are the lowest. So whatever items you have for these dairy items, you want to use about a cup each. So we're going to use a cup of cottage cheese and a cup of Greek yogurt in this. Whenever I cut an onion, I always make sure that I cut the entire thing, and I store it in glass with the metal lid. You will know that this is completely airtight because your fridge will not smell like onions. And this case of onions, I actually bought back in early fall. I got a 50-pound box of onions that I'm still using up. And so this onion right now is over 6 months old that I'm using today. So we are going to take the onions with a little bit of oil and start these browning in the pan. This is a pan that I actually got from my mother-in-law. I don't have any links, I'm not trying to sell it, but I love that all of the pans that I have, you can go from the stove top into the oven, and that way you don't have to worry about any of the handles burning. And if you wanted to toast this off in the oven to get the brown bubbly top, you totally could do that. But today we're just going to cook it on the stove top, and that way it's a nice summer treat too. While those onions are starting to cook down, I am going to blend up some of this cottage cheese. If you weren't using cottage cheese, you'd be able to skip this step, but this way it will be smooth and creamy. I always have fresh spinach either in my refrigerator or in my freezer, and I love that this is actually completely frozen and it's crunchy. You can hear it. So I'm going to chop this up a little bit and then just add it to the pan with the onions, and that way it will take off any moisture of it. But when you go and wash your own spinach and put it in the freezer, it's so much different than getting that soggy spinach that you get from the grocery store. When the spinach is cooking down, I have a little bit of shredded cheese here. I kind of just use whatever I have open today. It's some Kerrygold cheese that I'll be adding to this, so it's kind of stuck up in there. There we go. There's the cheese that I'll be adding. Okay, with the spinach dip, make sure that you're not using low-fat Greek yogurt. That will divide up and separate and make it watery. I did put 1 ramekin into the oven to put it on broil so we can get that pretty brown top of the spinach dip, but most of it I'm putting into bowls so we can share. And this is a great way to also clean out some of the veggies you have in your refrigerator. This pepper is actually over a month old now. It's been about 5 weeks since I purchased it. So I left it in the refrigerator for about 4 weeks, and then I ended up cutting half of it, and then this is the rest of it. So we're going to be eating the rest of this pepper, and then I always have other cut veggies in the refrigerator that we're going to be using: cut celery and carrots. And trying to use up some of the other things that I have, we are going to also put some chips out when we are serving this. These chips are actually from that grocery shopping trip that was 5 weeks ago, and they're still totally perfectly fresh because I've kept them in a glass jar. I love being able to make new things with the simple ingredients that I have in my house at all times, and know that this will encourage the littles that are around me to want to eat a little bit more extra veggies. We've had a habit for our entire family for many, many years. Those after school hours before we have dinner ready and everybody is home from work, we set out veggies and some kind of high protein dip to make sure that they're eating some extra veggies and not snacking on things from the pantry. Because in our house, we teach that snacks come from the fridge. If you're looking for more high protein recipes, we also have an avocado ranch dip that is really delicious.